Good evening. Welcome back to Frugal Outdoors and myself, Dylan. And we're out again tonight. We're out fishing. And tonight we're on the hunt for a bass. Now we did go out last night, and I did try to film, but yeah, it's really difficult because the weather, it was howling with wind and it was raining for most of the night. And to be honest, I didn't take my main camera. I had a tripod, but it's a very small one. I tried to set it all up and stuff, and it was just an absolute nightmare to film. We didn't get any bass, hence we're out tonight. But I did get my first pollock in size off the shore, and a strap. So it wasn't massively productive, but it's glorious today. It's still windy. I've got my hand covering the end of the phone. Yeah, it's still pretty windy, gusting maybe 20. And we're fishing, as you can see there, or around the corner there. I don't know if you can actually see it. Around the corner there is Fort Albert. And we're on Bramble's Corner essentially, and I've fished here for bass before, and I had 2, so I was chuffed. So if I can get another 2 tonight, I'll be extremely happy. But I'm just after 1 really. It's nice to go out and try and target something and actually get one. I very rarely go out actual bass fishing, so I should really try and put some more time in. So simple rigs today, running ledgers and Wessex rigs, big hooks obviously, and travelling light. I've got my bass rod, which has got a little spinning reel on it, and then I've got my 12-foot rod, which has got a bait runner reel on it. I'll show you all that when I've set it up. I'm hoping I can set a camera up. Like I say, again, lighting's going to be a little bit of an issue, but I did manage it last time, and I did get a couple of bass out whilst doing it. So I'll have to keep the tripod low because it's really windy, try and weight it down a little bit, get all the lights facing away from the ocean, and hopefully we can get a footage together, or some footage together rather. Right, let's get it set up, and then let's have a look. Okay, so got my 12-foot Abu Garcia enticer there. That's a 12-foot. I think it's a 2 to 6 ounce. It's a bit overweighted really for you know, for fishing. For fishing for bass. That's got my bait runner on it, so I can click that on. Can take line freely just like that, and then obviously when I wind into it, there we go. When I wind into it, then that comes back on. It's all metal. I can't remember what it's called. The oh, it's a fin gnaw. There we go. So on that side, I'm going to fish with a running ledger all night. It's a locked-in running ledger. So there we go. So that's a 4-ounce gripper. I'm trying something a little different today, going on somebody else's recommendation. So I've got a 4-ounce grip lead in about 5 foot of running ledger, and then I've just got a single 6/0 circle hook. He did say preferably 7, but I had 6/0s anyway. And I'm just going to hook mackerel heads with that and just flick them out, and I'm going to fish with that, or try to at least, all night until I get frustrated and change it. And that's on 30-pound fluorocarbon. The other side, this is my bass rod. It's only an Icon bass rod. It's 11'6". It's a 2 to 4 ounce. It's really light. It's really thin, quite floppy. That's the only thing I would say. I mean, it's not much good for casting anything out at distance. And again, that's just got my just a cheapie. I got this at the car boot actually. It's just a cheapie bass reel. It's a size 5, size 50, and I'm just going to have to loosen the drag off on that one in case I get a take. They've both got 45-pound braid on, and on the other side it's a Wessex rig, but it's quite a large Wessex rig. It's quite big. So on the top snood, because on a Wessex rig you have a snood at the top, that's a 3/0, and I believe that's a Cox and Rule surf and up tide hook. So then obviously on the bottom there, that's the running ledger part of the rig, and that is a beaten out with a hammer flat 5-ounce lead. I may well go lighter later, but I'll see how that goes. And then on the end of that, which again is about 3 foot, 3.5 foot, that's a 5/0. Again, that's a Cox and Rule, and then that's a 3/0 semicircle hook. There we go. So hopefully I'll get these baited up, get them straight out into there. Conditions look really good. So I mean, we did have a look at here yesterday, and it was blowing a hoolie into here. So I'm hoping with all that sort of swell and wind and everything else, it should have got a bit of food in the water really. Like I say, it's It's upcoming tide, so we're pretty much on low. It's just started to come in by the looks of it. So we're going to fish all the way up, and yeah, and just see how we get on. Over in the distance, just behind the sun there, right in the centre of the screen, is the needles, and here we are, all baited up. So that's the top of the Wessex. So that's a whole squid, not a very big one, but that's a whole squid there. See the hook protruding nicely, and then on the bottom, on the running ledger part, got half a joey at the tail end. Hook super proud, and then the other hook's just there, look. And then on this running ledger with the circle hook, I've literally just, let's say this is an experiment for me, I've literally just lipped that through into the head. And that's the top half of the joey with the guts, and then we'll chuck those out. Right, well there we go, they're out. I do apologise if it's windy, if there's a noise. I have got the old dead cat thing on the top there, but it is blowing a bit still. But hopefully, like I say, we can get into a fish. They're out in there. I mean, that's all we can do, isn't it, is try. I've got some chum there. So that's 2 of the old mackerel that I had in the freezer, actually that I caught last year. And I've just chopped that up into nice bite-sized pieces. Some of them are maybe a little bit big, so I'll chop these up just a little bit more. Got myself a nice chopping board that I found on the beach, and yeah, get some of this out there. Like I say, that tide's coming in, so I want to try and get some of that chum in there now. As that tide comes over, I'll be able to cast into it, because obviously the tide's pushing up, and I'm going to be throwing this straight into the wind, so it's not going to go very far at all. So, but yeah, wish us luck. Yeah, so I feel like the conditions are pretty good for a bass tonight. It's a northwesterly. It's only like just gone 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that. It's a northwesterly, so which is basically, it's kind of blowing straight in our faces, slightly off to maybe 1 o'clock. But it means, in theory, this is what I'm thinking, it's blowing all the food in. And if it's blowing the food in, we've got a nice little bit of swell. Nice bit of bump. We had a good stir up last night. This would have been unfishable for bass last night. Probably not. I mean, I know a lot of people say rougher the better, but it's quite a shallow mark. So, and I've been told that if it churns up the sand too much, the bass don't like it. So it's definitely settled a lot now. Yeah, and I feel good. Just hope we can get one, really. It'd be nice to get one. You know, when you put all that effort, and we are literally just bass fishing tonight. We're going to fish quite hard. Probably fishing for about 8 hours or so. Maybe just into sort of 1 o'clock territory in the morning. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get one. I'll quickly show you that Wessex rig while we're waiting. Now I'm sure loads of you have, you know, seen these, used these. But this is just my one, that's all. So I'd say it is quite long, and I've done that purposely. So as you can see there, it's quite a, you know, good 4.5, 5 foot of rig body. That's £80, and I've just got one of those swivels with a little clip on it, so the lead can go on there, and then it's free to run, providing it doesn't get tangled. Free to run up and down. Then on the bottom of that, that's where I've got 30 pound fluorocarbon with a 5.0 and a 3.0. And then on the snood again, 30 pound fluorocarbon. And then on there I've got a couple of beads, don't know if it makes any difference or not, and just a 3.0. So it's a much smaller bait that's going on the top, probably squid the whole time, a whole squid if they're small enough, and if they're a bit big then I'll cut them in half. And then on the bottom it's going to be either a bit size of mackerel, I mean I've got joeys, so it'll either be a half a mackerel head or tail, and then I've got two absolutely massive monster mackerel that are fresh. And then those ones I'll be able to, yeah, probably half a head even, but head and guts possibly. Nice big bait, and I can take some fillets off of that as well and use that as fillets, and then the rest of it, like I say, everything is just getting chopped up. Anyway, so it's getting chopped up, chuck it out there and feed this area up and try and get a bass in nice and close. That's that rig anyway. And then also what I've got on here, because I prefer a locked in lead, because it means if I want to change the entire rig, I haven't then got a lead, I don't know what you would call it, the running lead bit, the red thing, running up and down my main line. So I can literally just take the whole thing off, and if I want to put a pulley on there or anything else, I can just whack it on. And then I've just got loads of snoods, varying sizes. Some are 60 centimeters, some are 80, 90 a meter, with different combinations of hooks. Some have just got circle hooks, some have got like 5.0s with a pennel, and then I can just interchange them. I can change it around as I go. But there we go, that's how I'm fishing tonight. Big baits for a nice 4 pound plus bass. Ooh, I missed that one. Baits have been in the water about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. It's the one with the circle hook. Should have just left it, but it went over and started ripping line a couple of times. Then I held on to it, felt it go in my hand, and I struck. I should have just bloody left it. But it's a great sign, so early and in daylight. To be honest, I didn't think anything was going to happen for a couple of hours. Hopefully it will hang around and it will come back. But it's really promising to see so early on. Yeah, mate. Picked it up, he ran off. Unbelievable, missed it again. I'm not a very good bass fisherman, so I know, but the thing is, I struck into that because the line drooped right down, so it hit it, and I must have come into the beach, but then he dropped it, but I can see. Trouble is, see, if I had a pennel on that, I think I'd have had him, because I could see he'd literally bitten right in the middle, but obviously the top hook, because I'm just using a circle hook, wasn't in his mouth. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another snood out with a pennel on it. So the next bait that goes out will be pennel. I'm not using circle hooks before, I don't really have a lot of faith in it. I don't know them enough, you know. Oh man, two times. did that come off? Right, doing away with the circle hook for a minute. It was on, I reeled it all the way in. Right, this time, massive, this is the fresh one. It's got a hook on the tail this time. Oh, 3 times, man. It was on. Yeah, man, I thought I had him that time. I brought it all the way in. Got far bigger bait this time. That fresh mackerel, they're huge. Got to cut across diagonally, across the back of the skull, incorporating a bit of the stomach cavity. There's loads of blood, loads of guts, loads of juice. But yeah, that did not hook it up. I can see there, I can see its teeth marks. Ah, gutted. Right, that's a bit of chum anyway. Just I've got the light on the minimal setting I can have it. You can still see my put tip lights on tonight because I want to try and keep my light to minimal if I can. So I just sort of bring it back quickly because I have just had a really nice knock on the blue one. But yeah, one good knock and then nothing, so hopefully we can get one, but I don't know, it's only about 7:30, something like that. It's well and truly dark now and it's super cold. Hence I'm in my thermals. I didn't have my thermals last night and it was freezing. I got soaked right through as well. Yeah, I'm still chumming, still doing exactly the same. So that's got half a Joey mackerel on it. There's a few other people fishing along the beach. Obviously Bill's next to me. There's someone else fishing further down. But yeah, that was a nice little bite. Right. There we go, whoops. That's the next bait that's going out. It's a nice big squid on a pennel, on a big running ledger. I'm going to chuck this one literally like 5-10 yards. Not very far out at all. Well, I've just changed it up a little bit. I've just put one at a bit more distance. Another one with another big piece, another whole squid. Thought I was getting a couple of bites on the right-hand one, the blue one again, but I mean, if it is, there's something really small because it's not actually taking the bait. But the wind's died right off. Still a nice little bit of swell, and the conditions are really good. We were toying with the idea of moving, but I think we're just going to hang here for a bit. And it's still the original plan, just fish it till like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Try and get a little bit of the ebb. And yeah, hopefully we can pull one out, but I don't know, I'm not as confident as I was after we had those first couple of bites. I was like, yeah, that's it, we're going to be in, but I don't know. Finally had a decent knock then. And it's moved the lead as well. So we just had to reel up some of this slack. But again, it's just not taking it. Hit it a couple of times. I'm literally just about to change it as well. So I'll leave it out there for a little bit longer. There could be strap congers and stuff, you know, it could be just small stuff hitting the baits that are too big for it to take. Oh wow, so we're a good 5 hours in. There hasn't really been much to update you on apart from, like I said before, just a few missed bites really. I think the tide is pretty much at the top now, it's just started to ebb. I've been saving one of the fresh mackerel, they're huge mackerel. So this is a bait, I've cut off the a hook off of one of my pennels, and I've put that 6.0 as the pennel hook rather than the 3.0, and then I've still got the 5.0 at the bottom, so you can see them, and that's a huge mackerel head. And then cut it down the cavity, so there's a lot of the guts there that I've bound in there as well. So hopefully this one will do it, but like such a big bait, I can leave this out there for a good hour. I'll probably chuck it out for half an hour, bring it in just to make sure it's fishing and the crabs haven't got it. But in all fairness, there's not a lot of crab activity at all today. Baits are pretty much coming back as they were when they went out. So yeah, that is the next running ledger to go out. Look at that, hold it like that, it's nearly as big as my head. It's not that big. There we go. We got one. Beauty. What a lovely fish. Got his fin up for us and everything. Epic, man. All that effort has finally paid off. What a stunning, stunning, stunning looking fish. Oh, mate. Massive bait. It's not a huge bass. 2.5 pound, maybe 2.5, 3 pounds, I don't know. But it took the biggest bait I've put out there all night. Literally just about to change the other one, and we nailed one. Buzzing. Look at them. They are absolutely stunning, stunning fish, aren't they? Wicked. Ah, yes! Made up, absolutely made up. I'm starting to lose the will a little bit, to be honest. Because I've had some bites, you know, there've definitely been bites. Had a massive run last night, like I said, I couldn't film. But on the bait runner, just literally picked the bait up and just screamed off and picked the rod up, took the bait runner off, and yeah, just dropped it. And it's happened a few times tonight. They haven't screamed off, but definitely been bites. It felt like it was on, and one I did bring all the way in and it came off. But it could be that they're all sort of that. I mean, that's £2.9, so I mean it's a perfect size to be taken home. But yeah, we've got the mackerel head has gone back out. It's the only one that I've got left. So I've sort of freshened it up a little bit, and then I've got a mackerel fillet on the other one, both on pulleys. Sorry, running ledgers. Oh yeah, chuffed. Yeah, so that yeah, that bastard's cheered me right up. But the tide is definitely ebbing now. The wind's dropped a lot and the swell's dropped off, obviously, because the tide's ebbing as well. So that will stop. That will take some of the swell out as well. I've realised because the light has been so low, you might not have even seen me reeling it in, but hopefully it's got the bite on there anyway. It's so difficult to film when you're bass fishing because obviously the light doesn't help, but like I say, I have got it facing away from the ocean, so my shadow isn't on the sea at all. I think I've got a conger playing with one of the baits. I'm going to bring that left hand one in anyway. I've got, it's a Wessex rig going out next, and that's got a big hunk of mackerel with some of the guts bound up on the pennel on the bottom, on the running ledger part, and then on the top it's just got another piece of mackerel. But to be honest, I haven't got a whole bunch of bait left anyway. I think I've maybe got 2 whole squid and a few bits of mackerel that I can use off the rest of that carcass. But that's cool anyway. Got target, came out for a bass and we got one, so I'll chop it up. Well, I don't think we're going to give it too much longer because I've got 1 bar left on my camera, so we'll give it a little, like I say, we'll give it maybe another sort of 20 minutes or so, something like that. I've got 1 more bait to go out, so I need to chuck that out really. Then I'm going to start packing a few bits down. I mean, it's about midnight, so I mean, could carry on for a little bit. Like I said, there's still loads of water in here. I'm going to have a chat with Bill and see what he wants to do. But yeah, it might be 1 more cast and then that's it. Oh dear, right. I'm going to have to do the sign off because my battery is now flashing, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's always difficult to try and get enough content when bass fishing. It is quite difficult. You know, the rigs are all the same. I'm not interchanging anything really. I'm not really changing much up. Just really using those 2 rigs all night. And the same baits and stuff. Every bait looks pretty much exactly the same as the next. So. But at least I'm chuffed to manage to get a bass, and I'm chuffed to manage to get it on camera. And yeah, I just hope you all enjoyed it. So I'm probably going to have a little break, I think, from fishing for a little while. I've been fishing pretty hard this year. Oh. Just took me into a snag. Unbelievable. Signing off. And my rod just went crazy. I don't think it's still on there either, so it's not going to get me out. Unbelievable. It's not on there. Oh, shit. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that. Oh, well, I've just quickly chucked on another snood and I've managed to, thought I threw all my bait in, but I had half a joey. It's the tail. So I've just chucked it out there again. I can't believe that, it just raced off. Oh, gutted, absolutely gutted. Oh, anyway. I tell you what, let's give it another 10 minutes and then I'll come back and do another sign off. Oh well, I've given it another couple of minutes, but I really do need to do the sign off anyway because I'm going to run out of battery. So where were we? Yeah, sometimes it's difficult to get content together when you're bass fishing because of lighting, etc. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I massively appreciate all of your support. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you on the next one. So until then, please take care, stay safe, and maybe see you out there. Cheers.